Don't do it.
The beat plug. The beat plug. The beat plug.
First nigga on the south do something like this. Yeah, nigga, I'm an innovator. Your little bitch threw the pussy all at a nigga. Nah, bro, I ain't wanna penetrate her. You ain't the same nigga that you used to be. Nah, bro, yeah, something like an hour later. And I'm the first on the south do something like this. Yeah, nigga, I'm an innovator. Once I get started, no brakes on you niggas. Stack 300K and get a rape on you niggas. In the field every day, but don't play with you niggas. Stack 300Ks and let them spray on you niggas. And that's a true story. Niggas say they in the glow but got no glory. Tell me how that shit go, how that wind blow. Niggas say they in the wind but they ain't got no ends though. Whoa, and that's fucked up. I'm a real boss dog, I done locked up. I'm a real shot dog, don't get chopped up. Bitch, I'm Biggs and I treat you like Buckshot. Niggas freeze when I up like a mugshot. I'm making plays like in the 7th with the last shot. Niggas tried to take my head, it was a bad shot. I'm about to drop 2 tapes, bitch, I'm too hot. It's Chink. First nigga on the south do something like this. Yeah, nigga, I'm an innovator. Your little bitch threw the pussy all at a nigga. Nah, bro, I ain't wanna penetrate her. You ain't the same nigga that you used to be. Nah, bro, yeah, something like an hour later. And I'm the first on the south do something like this. Yeah, nigga, I'm an innovator.
And welcome to the 3rd episode of Who the Fuck Is This? I'm Ashley. Of course, we are sponsored by Star Madness Radio, the only independent artist label, management, whatever the fuck you want to call us, that really actually gives a shit about you. And so we're here. We're here today with Chink, right? Chink G. Is that
What up, though?
How are you, my friend? How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing actually real good, you know, getting up, getting my exercise in, got my coffee, you know, and ready to, you know,
take over.
World, I appreciate y'all having me today.
Of course, man. It's our pleasure. It's our pleasure. So you're in the West. Are you originally from Arizona? I want to say Arizona. I don't think it's Arizona.
Yeah. So I'm from Arizona, Phoenix, South Phoenix, exact. But yeah, born and raised. I'm 24 years old.
Oh wow.
I left Arizona maybe like 3 times. I've been to Cali, Vegas, Mexico. But yeah, I ain't been doing too much traveling, but you know, being that I'm in the music industry, you know, that's like one of my main things so I can get to networking. But yeah, I'm born and raised in Arizona.
All right, so we don't hear I mean, we obviously know there's rappers from Arizona. We don't hear too much about life in Arizona growing up. So take me through what it's like being born and raised in Arizona.
Okay, so Arizona, first things first, I mean, pretty sure if you don't even live here, you know about the heat that we get here.
Hot as hell.
Triple degrees. Yeah, it's starting to ramp up on us right now, even though we still in March, you know what I mean? But Arizona is hot, so you're gonna be outside, you know what I mean? You're gonna run around with your friends, you know, kind of typical, you know what I mean? It's not really too much to do here. So you gotta kind of be creative, you ride around on bikes with your homies, you go to the park, play basketball, you know, knucklehead stuff. But I mean, it's kind of typical, you know, hoods, you know, hood to hood. It's the typical, you know, communities, you know what I mean, where you come up and, you know, you see people going to jail, you see your homies dying and going this route and going that route. You know what I mean? Kind of just decide where you want to go. You know what I mean? It's not too many people that's doing a lot out here that'll give you a good example on what you want to do. So you just gotta go with the flow, you know, and hope you make the right decisions along the way type shit.
Okay, so all right, that's dope. So growing up in Arizona, I saw this picture, and tell me if this is true or not. It was so hot, there was a car that was like melting. It doesn't really get that hot.
I'm not gonna lie to you, it gets that hot. I don't know about, you know, if the car was melting, but
that's crazy.
situation where I had some slippers in the back of my car, and I didn't have tint on that car, and the Nike slippers, they literally like they shrunk because it was so hot. So it does very hot, and I had a situation where I seen somebody's like the bottom of their shoes melted on the street. You know what I mean? From standing there.
Oh God,
Does get hot.
that's nuts. Oh my God, I can't even fucking imagine. Like, ugh, that sounds disgusting. And I live in Florida, so I mean, it gets hot here, but like,
yeah, and that's
like
what people
that.
say. They say, at least we got dry heat. Y'all out or humid or whatever. But I'm like, I don't want to.
Yeah, it's like when you live there, you're like, I would rather have the humidity, that dry ass heat, like you can't breathe. Like, oh, okay. So where does the music come into play, young kid? I don't know what part. I don't know much about Phoenix. But like you said, it's typical hood shit. So you see your homies. When did you start saying, you know what, I'm not trying to do this. Like, I don't want this.
Real talk. So to be honest, I was thinking about that this morning in the shower, like when I first got started with music. So in 2012, me and my brother, we got sent to a group home. Me and my mom, we weren't getting along, and long sure we got sent to a group home. And there's when I first wrote my first, I don't even know what I'm gonna call it, poetry or whatever. Okay. I was inspired by J. Cole. So J. Cole is like my number one artist, you know what I mean? Just being that he's from an area where you'll see the type of hood things, but he wasn't really in the hood, and he didn't try to like hide that and try to make himself somebody he's not. He know how to paint pictures though, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. So not saying that that's the type of guy I am, but I kind of relate to him, him being a young child, the youngest of his brothers and sisters. I'm the youngest of 7. So when I was in a group home, I got to writing, and there was this lady that used to come over and help us, and just help us be creative, help us make homemade ice cream and stuff like that. And she found out, I don't know how it came about that, I'm writing music. So she decided she was going to help me. She got GarageBand, got me a blank CD, and we recorded my first song. And since there, it's been up, so from 2012 till now, almost 10 years, I've been, trying to get it right, so that's where I really first started my music career, to be honest.
Okay, so you're 20. You said you're 24, so 14 when you started the shit, and you really I think you said something very powerful where it's like, yeah, I may not live in the best neighborhood, but that doesn't mean I gotta be out there on these streets. Like, I'm not trying to get shot, and I think a lot of these, I swear to God, and this is why we bring on independent artists, man, because they can hear me all they want, and they see like, oh, well, you're this, you have this radio station, you have all this stuff you don't know. I do know, number one, but I think when they hear it from you guys, it really hits them. Like, and I want you to be that leader, that catalyst, and I hear the leadership in you. So, I mean, I think that is such an excellent point. Just because you live in the hood doesn't mean you gotta be in the hood. You could just live there. And
being a follower, like some people followers. I was never that guy, so.
I mean, I'm not too. I just never want to get shot. That was my biggest. Honestly, I swear to God.
Like, for real,
like that shit does not look fun. It don't look like I've seen it, and I'm like, that's terrible. Why would you go your ass back outside? I don't get it. Like, that shit look like it hurts. So it's you and your brother. You guys make music together still?
No, so me and my brother, he didn't make music. He just went to with me. Like, we was in a group home together, which was, good for us. We got to stay together and everything. So we went through that stuff together. We was only there for 6 months, but it was probably the most important 6 months of my life, because I got healthier. I came out that thing buff, I started doing music, and my whole mindset changed. Like, I ain't finna be doing this. Like, you know what I mean? Having control of my life and just doing all this extra stuff. So, I took responsibility for my actions and made some changes. So, but yeah, my brother, he never did music. He just, Oh,
I thought you guys did music. That's what I thought. But I wonder. So being in the group home, let's talk about that experience. We don't have to get too deep into it. But for those people who don't know, what is a group home, and how did that really like click to you that you need to get out of whatever the fuck you were doing?
Right. So a group home is like a foster home, but it's like for kids who haven't found a home yet, or, for kids who haven't been adopted, or, just trying to get their situation together before they even do go to adoption. So it's like a house with like groups of kids, different ages, different, like not too many different ages, but different ages, different races. And yeah, you just live with other kids. We lived in a regular house, you know what I mean? It kind of gets you like on a routine kind of, we used to go to the park every day and be healthy, we used to eat at a certain time, not like jail or nothing, but it was just like, I don't know, it was just kind of, getting your life in order, because, you have freedom. Like me and my brother, we had phones in there, you know what I mean? So we had jobs before we went, to the group home, and we had phones in there. So it's kind of a little like we was connected to the outside world, but we also knew that we couldn't go home, like, you know what I mean? So, and just knowing like how I knew I needed to get up out of there is because when we first got there, we just knew, like, first of all, we're not supposed to be here. Like, regardless of what's going on at home, this is too far. Like, this is going too far. You feel me? So soon as the first night I was in there, I was crying before I went to sleep. Like, I don't even feel safe here. You know what I mean? So,
so you
after that, go ahead.
No, I was gonna let you finish actually.
Yeah. So I mean, after that, like, it just got, on a day-to-day basis type thing. Like, yeah, this is not where I'm supposed to be. I know, start understanding things more because I was on probation too, from doing, other stuff. So I just start understanding more, like, okay, you keep fucking up, this is what's gonna happen. It's gonna go further and further and further. You're gonna be fucked. You ain't gonna have no control over your life. And that's not how I'm trying to do it, to be honest. I got my oldest brother. See, I'm the youngest of 7. My oldest brother, the oldest one, he just got released from prison like 7 months ago, but he did 16 years in prison. So like when I was 7 years old, he went to prison. So I got to see, like, that type of experience. Like, I don't want to go to prison. You know what I mean? That's just so, like, I had to move some other things. And I'm not blaming nobody, but I never really had guidance. You know what I mean? Like, never met my dad a day in his life. Don't know what he looks like. But, you can't blame that. You know what I mean? Like I said, you got to just go with the flow and make your own decisions. Like, I could have chose to do something else retarded, but I chose to get on track, get my life together. We got out the group home in 6 months. Ever since then, I just been going up, graduating, doing my music, just that group home is really what switched me over. So I can't say, sometime that rehabilitation process or, thing that they got set up, it works sometimes. You gotta, do your part. You know what I mean?
What do you think? Because I think a lot of it comes down to, and I think, as I said before, there's an incredible amount of dedication in your spirit, but there's also you've grown up. Apparently, you're 24. I mean, you sound like you're 40.
Old soul.
But where does that? Because I think what separates you from a lot of other kids not just kids your age, but kids going through the same thing that you went through, they weren't able to cope. They had a hard time dealing. So where does that self-coping mechanism of, I'm not going to be destructive, because it's easier. It's a lot easier to destruct than it is to, stay together. So where the hell does that come from? Like, that's admirable. I still don't think I got that shit.
Yeah. So to be honest, I think it's, just from wanting to be different. Like, I don't want to be like everybody. I don't want to, just do the same, the easy route. I like a challenge. I mean, I like to actually be involved in something. Don't just do something that's easy. So like, I was challenging myself, like, hey, can I do better? Or, am I just gonna, just go astray? You know what I mean? Can I try to do different? You know what I mean? And I got 6 older siblings. So, I've seen things they've done, you know what I mean? So that's kind of where the old soul comes from.
Okay.
But I mean, it's just like, I don't want to be like everybody else. And I feel like I feel like God, like, I'm a chosen one. Like, I'm not even trying to like cap or nothing, but like, I feel like God gives me signs of people that I don't want to be like. Because when I see somebody do something we want to fuck with, I'm like, I don't know how you could do that. Like, I could not do that. Or if I did do it, I couldn't do it for long. I couldn't be in that situation and be okay with it. You know what I mean? So I think that's where it comes from. I don't know where that comes from. Like, not being comfortable in, like, like you said, destructive situations. Or I think I like to have control over my life. I think that's what it is. I don't like to let somebody else say, all right, well, we got to do this now. You're in this situation. So I just like to be different and be in control. So I guess that's where it comes from.
It's good. It's good. It's good that you're able to recognize that. It takes a lot of, honestly, what you're describing is self-discipline. And for most people, it takes a lot of training to be able to have that. And for you to
Right.
have that at such a young age, I'm not even remotely worried about your future or success. What do you think is missing though? Like, what honestly, what do you think? Because with every artist, and this is not because of anything, but every artist has to grow and evolve. What do you think is missing? Do you think it's a marketing component? Do you think it's, are you still finding that perfect sound for yourself? What do you think's missing?
So what's missing from like my endeavors right now to have me to the next level is
Mhm.
capital. I need capital, like
Okay.
whole blueprint on what to do with my music. Like I got a label that I've been running, marketing company, and my publishing company. So like I got my blueprint set up. I just need a big bag of money where I can push it
Right.
faster.
Yeah. We
Right
all need
now, I
additional.
go get money invested in my music. I don't have like a bag of money falling out the sky or an investor that. So
Mhm.
really, it's money because I ain't trying to sound cocky, but I cracked the code to the music industry. You know what I mean? Like at
Mhm.
least how to get some money coming in and be able to, pay my bills and not be able to not be sitting in the studio all day and not making money. Cause that's why I had to stop doing music at one time is because, you get older and you got bills. Can't be in
Mhm.
the studio all day if it's not bringing in that bag. So
Right.
like I'm at the point where, I got my sound. I know exactly, my fan base. It's really just the money so we can market, campaign, invest in you know that part,
Right. That's my job. That's what I do. Um, but I think, yeah, no, if you have your sound now, I would say, one of the most difficult things with music is that because music is an industry and you can have you could be the most talented motherfucker. Most studios aren't going to say, hey, come in and record for free. Hey, I'm going to produce this for free.
Right,
And it's nothing personal. I mean, every day, I get 20 messages from people who are very passionate, and I'm like, listen, I appreciate what you're saying, but I will put you on for an interview. I will do this for you, but I'm not working for you for free. And it's
right.
because, we're adults too. We have bills. What is the thing you would say for someone who's first starting out, rather than focusing on the money, focus on what?
Rather than focusing on money, somebody who's barely starting out
Barely starting out.
in music, I'm gonna tell you, to be honest, you gotta love this. You gotta love it. Like you gotta have a passion for it. I got a passion for music. I love hearing my voice coming out these speakers. I actually talk about something. I don't just I'm riding in the new this because I'm not riding in the new this. I mean, I got a nice car, but I'll explain how I got there. Like I'm not just going to act like
You
I'm
woke
just
up on a bag, yeah.
so like live it through your experiences. You know what I mean? Don't try to come in like, oh, I'm trying to get rich. You know what I mean? Because you're not gonna wake up every day and have that motivation, like that self-discipline. If there's a quote, if you're doing something you love, you're not working. You know what I mean? If
Mhm.
you're doing something you love every day, you're not working a day in your life. So
Okay.
first and foremost, make sure it's something you want to do. Like if you ain't got a passion for the music, I mean, you might just want to do that as a hobby. You know what I mean? Because it's gonna get to a point where you're doing a lot of music, but you ain't making a lot of money, and you're gonna be living on a lot of streets. So, gotta have a passion for it. That's the number one thing I would say.
Yeah, I agree actually. Music, because music is one of the most frustrating things in the entire world. And I'll
I,
tell you, like it's frustrating because you can make a hit song. I mean,
yep,
a hit. You can make the best song in the world. And even if it's marketed correctly, it takes one sour bitch to say, well, fuck this nigga and his song. I'm not
right,
gonna listen for it. And that poison, music is so easily poisoned because
right,
people are so easily manipulated. So
right.
I agree. You have to have that passion. Passion is what's going to keep you going, especially when the money isn't
It,
right.
exactly. What I mean. So if you plan on getting to the money, you gotta have that drive to get to it. Like when the check don't come in, you gotta be able to still get up and go get in the studio, had a passion for it, right? You feel me? Hey, it'll come, like, it'll come for sure.
Yeah. And even if you're making that music, and people aren't fucking with us, you write a song. This happens to every artist I've ever met. They write a song, they swear to God, it is the best song they've ever written. And it might be,
All
but
right,
people aren't fucking with it. People they do not like that song. You have to
right,
be able to say, you know what? Okay, I didn't make this for you.
exactly.
I made it for me. And I
Point
like it.
period.
So let's
Yeah,
talk about, so then we talk, let's get into you're 14 years old, you're going to school, you're making your music. When did you say this is what I want to do forever? Like, I know you said it's always been in you, but there's always this transition period where you're taking it seriously but not too seriously. When was it
Right.
like this is my only option?
Yeah, so that time came about 3, 4 years ago. I was working at a call center. I was working at Nike, for Nike.com. I
Mm,
appreciate them because they kind of gave me that drive, and I took a lot of qualities from what I learned on their business, like their fundamentals that I apply to my business. So it was that, and it made it so simple. Like, I can do this. Like, I could have ran that whole call center, but that's
right.
not passion that I have. Is like a call center. Maybe one day when I got unlimited amount of money and I just want to go into another business venture. But I was just thinking like, okay, I might as well just do this with what I'm passionate about. You know what I mean? It's the
Mm-hmm.
same aspects. Like Bill Bowerman and Phil Knight, those are the founders of Nike. They both came together and put $500 together and started their company. Started making shoes with a waffle maker. Just the grind. You feel me? Just starting somewhere. So that's what
Right.
I did. I don't like working for nobody. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a hard worker, but I don't like, people especially like that's probably my age or, way older than me, trying to, tell me stuff. And like, I don't, not trying to down nobody or nothing, but like, I got a different, vision for my life. And like,
Mm-hmm.
people try to come at you like, especially at the call centers, like, this is your career. This is all you have, you know,
Yes.
talk to you crazy. Even especially people on the phones, like talking to you just crazy. And I was like, no, I'm not. It's,
Mm.
like people ain't gonna just talk to me crazy, like, period.
Exactly.
That messes up your whole energy for the day. So really that's what kind of motivated me to start my own business. One day I literally woke up. I remember this day, it was like yesterday. I called all my homies that's like involved in what I do. And I was like, hey, we got to stop playing. We need to go get this LLC. We need to go get our logo. We need to, you feel me? Everything. We need to get
Mm-hmm.
our business together. And since then, I've been going crazy. Like, I just been going crazy with it for real. So like 2017.
Okay. So you found the trick to kind of making your music work for you versus working for the music. Um,
Right.
when did you decide, like, so how did you make, let's talk about the first dollar you made off music.
Can I
Do you
smoke
remember
on
that feeling?
here?
What's up?
Can I smoke on here or no?
Yeah, I don't care. Nobody can see you.
Oh,
Okay. The show is called Who the Fuck Is This? Do whatever you want, man.
yeah.
Um, yeah, but so let's take it back to when you made your first dollar off music. I think that's something most musicians remember to the day they die. So walk me through that feeling, the process. How did it come about?
So making my first dollar through music is when I did, to be honest. So okay, my first dollar that I made off music is when I dropped my mixtape called Intermission.
Okay.
Uh, I did a home studio mixtape. One of my homies recorded in his house. I was a sophomore in high school, about 15. And yeah, I got a box of blank CDs, got me a CD burner, burned them all up, went to school the next day. I made $400 in one day. And I think it was just because the people, they respected my grind. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
the music was good, but I didn't even have a lot of music out. People just knew me. They
Right.
knew what I wanted to do. And I was passionate about it. I was in everybody's face, like, get my mixtapes. You need to get the class, get the tapes. So the first hard cash dollar I made was me getting out there selling my mixtapes, to the people, taking pictures with them, promoting, So that was like on some street shit, before I even got my business together, before I even knew what the music business was about. I got some money.
Yeah, no, ain't nothing wrong with that shit. I say this all the time. When we were kids, we would laugh at the guys selling their mixtapes out their cars. And
Right.
now every day I have a little bit more respect for them because
Man,
you know what I mean? Like, I now see what the fuck they were doing. I understand why they were doing it. When I was a kid, I didn't get that shit. I thought they were just crackheads or something. But now I see they were just passionate. And
that,
what we saw was embarrassing is actually them being brave.
right. Putting
It
themselves
takes
for everybody.
Yeah, it takes a lot of confidence to do that. And if so yeah, I mean, I think that's awesome. I remember selling it wasn't my CD, but just making CDs on LimeWire and shit. I remember
Right.
doing that. So yeah, I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah. Oh God.
you got to make that money. When did
Period.
you know you were like a businessman? Like when did you know like all right, listen, I'm not like all these other kids. I'm about my business, I'm about my money. I'm very focused. What like how did you figure out who you were so early in life?
So being that, I think the first entrepreneur move that I made was I was in second grade and I bought a fake chain from the dollar store for $1. And I went to school the next day. Some dude liked it. He bought it for $5.
So you
So
got you stole money from motherfuckers. No, I'm just kidding. You just
but now
finesse them, dude.
business, you know what I mean? We
I mad
flip.
at you.
You buy low, you sell high.
Listen,
You
he
know,
bought it. He the stupid one,
hey,
not you.
he could have walked to the store and got one just like mine, but
For
he
a
ain't.
dollar.
So I think that's the first entrepreneur move I made, and since then it ain't even really spark in my brain, but it just kind of, I remember that. And now that I'm on what I'm on, it's like, damn, I always had it in me. But like when I actually know that that's what I was doing, I used to sell weed back in the day, and I was just going crazy with it. And it's like, that's like literally running a real company, so
Absolutely.
you got people calling your phone, you got to re-up, you got to make sure your profit is right. You got to do all this. So I was like 17 doing that. And I was just like, damn, I'm literally running a company. Like
Whole Fortune 500 out this
I'm
motherfucker.
it's crazy, you know what I mean? So you got to go legit with this shit, you know what I mean? So
Uh,
I was just like, I mean, let's just apply it to the music, but I was still stuck on how the fuck is these motherfuckers getting money? Like, like
mhm.
if you ain't doing shows, how are you getting money? If you ain't signed, how are you getting money? That's why I was still stuck. So I just couldn't fully focus on the music, but I knew I was always an entrepreneur, businessman, because I'm always trying to cut the middleman out. I'm always just trying to own something, so I just knew I'm always a boss and try to do my own thing.
And you said your brother's locked up, or was he locked up? He got out.
Yeah, he got out about 7 months ago, but he was locked up since 2004. He did
Damn,
16, guilty by association, hanging with the wrong people. Somebody got killed, and he was just there 16 years.
it's fucking crazy. It's a long
Right.
time. That's half your life.
Half life. Yeah, he got arrested when he was 17. He got out when he was 34. Took his
Yeah,
whole crazy.
that is crazy. And how did that affect you as far as like writing? I'm sure. I mean, if you've ever had a family member locked up, you know what it's like. It takes a toll on you, regardless of if you guys are close or not. But how did it affect your music? How did it affect all of that?
Yeah, so the music, I think it, kind of fueled it a little bit because honestly, he don't rap, but when you in jail, everybody they start
Everybody
rapping
rap.
it, you know what I
I
mean?
got shit to
So
do.
he and me shit, and I used to put some of it in my raps, you know what I mean? And
Hmm.
shit was hard. Sound like I wrote the shit. So I'm like, shit, it kind of fueled it, you know what I mean? So it's motivation really too, because I had a plan to have shit together by the time he got out. So, we can have shit, going. Cause with that type of shit on your record, it's gonna be hard to maneuver how you want. And you
Very
you want
much so.
boss out here anyway these days. Like even if you got a job, you need to have some on the side where you run that shit because any day they could just let your ass go.
That's what
So
Corona taught everybody is that, you know what? At any given moment, a pandemic could happen. Next thing you know, you ain't got no damn job.
yeah, but yeah,
And
I think that fueled it and it helped me not want to be there because he was already telling me, yeah, this ain't the place to be, which I already knew. And, he always used to say people in there will, be saying, oh, I fuck with him. I heard his music, this and that. So that's motivation. Like, okay, the streets fucking with me, people in the pen fucking with me. Like, I'm motivation for these people. I
right.
can't let them down. You know what I mean? Like let myself down.
Hmm. And was it hard to stay out of trouble, or were you always just like, because a lot of times people get into that trouble and it is what it is, but was it,
Right.
it's like, it's almost as if sometimes you have to get into that sort of lifestyle. Was it hard for you to be like, nah, dude, I'm going to school. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go to the studio. I'm not going out all night. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
or were you
So,
always just one of those people who was just like, everyone knew you were gonna do what you were gonna do?
right. So yeah, I was like You know, I was always like a surprise. People were surprised that, you know, I was in the streets and I'll be in the studio. Like how we, you know, that's just how I was never, like I said, people are followers, you know what I mean?
Very
Like
much.
in the streets, not doing goofy shit, outlandish shit, you know, shit that I had to do. You feel me? And then I went home. Motherfuckers be in the streets and, you know, literally just sitting there looking for shit, waiting for shit to happen.
Waiting for shit to happen. Like,
You know,
and then be like, how do I get arrested? Well, because you
yeah,
ass ain't going to house.
I'm literally trying to figure out how to duck and dodge that shit because I have to be. You know what I mean? So I was always one of the dudes. I mean, I do what I do, but I still do what I do. Like I do my own thing just because that's what y'all gonna do. I'm good. I got other shit to do. Like I graduated with a 4.0. I graduated when I was 17. I graduated early, you know, and at the same time, like I was still in the streets and in the studio. I don't know. One thing about school, I never played with school. Like I probably got suspended a few times and stuff like that, you know, but I always had to make sure that, you know, you don't look like a goofy out here. Like you can't pass a class. Like, damn. One thing,
That's funny.
right? Like, no, not trying to look down on nobody, but you know, with high school and thing, I feel like it's something that's given to everybody as a test. And you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I just had to make it through. I had to graduate. It was just something that I don't know. It's like getting. I don't know. I just had to. You know, some people they don't really take it serious, but I was like, I had to do it even more because motherfuckers think you wasn't gonna graduate. You know what I mean? So
True, yeah. No, that's good. That's that self-discipline, and that's like I said, that's something not everybody has. And it's not it's something that's in you. It seems like for most people they have to develop skills that it seems like that come natural to you.
right. Thank
And
you.
who, of course, who can you attribute that to? Because somebody along the way, while you said you didn't have any guidance, somebody did something that said, and you said, either A, I'm not gonna be like this motherfucker, or B, I want to be exactly like this person. So there's got to be someone, you know.
Can you see my camera? Can you see me right now or no?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah,
You
I can
see
see
that?
you.
You see that man right there?
Yeah. Is that your brother?
Nah. And today is his day too that he passed.
Oh wow, that's Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah, March 31st, he passed 2 years
Okay.
ago today. So that man right there, like he, you know what I mean? He sparked me for real, like with the, you know, you could be a gangbanger from the streets or whatever, you know, but you gotta, you know what I mean? You can't be no suck out here. You know, if you gotta boss up, period. You gotta boss up. You know what I mean? So, and that was just recently though. So I just wanted to shout him out real quick. But I think, I mean, I could probably get that to my mom. You feel me? Because I'm the one, she raised me. You know, I've been around her whole my life. She been working all her life. She done had her ups and downs, but she stayed strong. And all of her kids are still breathing to this day. So that I double salute. Like she did something right. You know what I mean? So I guess it's, you know, my mom, because I really can't pinpoint nobody. Like I said, I just go with the flow. You know what I mean? It's a few people that I fuck with, but like, I don't know. I feel like God put that in me, to be honest with you. Like
you were born with it. Did you play sports?
Yeah, I played football, and I ran track. I really like running track, you know what I mean? But I wasn't really like a guy that was like, yeah, I'm gonna go far with the sports.
Mm-hmm.
Like before I was rapping, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I don't even know what I wanted to do. I don't even know. I was just chilling.
Yeah, no, I mean it's hard to figure out. There's so many options in the world. But I like what you said about high school, how it's something that's given. It's given to everybody, and I love that so much because a lot of people don't realize like you probably avoided so much trouble just by going to school.
Literally.
Like the reason, and it takes self-discipline. I mean, yeah, it's easy to drop out. It's easy, you know, street life isn't fun, but it's a lot easier than a hardworking, dedicated life. Did you ever say, you know what, like you ever get to the point where you were looking at your wallet, or you know, because obviously you still did what you had to do, but
Right.
you ever look at your wallet, or you had a night that you said, you know what, maybe I'll get a real job, maybe I'll do something like
Yeah.
that.
Hell yeah, I be looking at my wallet right now. Like shit. And it ain't because I'm broke, but it's just because I elevated and I know I need more money. You always need more money, like period. So to be honest, it's like, but when that really happened, to be honest, when I got in the studio full fledged, was like my senior year, and you know, I'm doing it, but yeah, I'm not getting no money. Like, you know, we didn't really know about, you know, PROs having your you know, your performance and your royalties, because we was doing a little bit of shows. We wasn't really getting no money. We was dropping songs on SoundCloud, not getting paid for streams. So like we was just still kind of blind to the business fact. But yeah, that's when it happened. I'm like, I can't even do this no more. I cannot even go to the studio because the studio costs. Like literally, I'm not finna, you know, spend that money on studio when I need some food or some clothes.
Right.
So it got serious, you know, but that's when I really figured out I need to figure out how to get the money with the music. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, and connect. So, what do you think? What was the first step? I mean, we try and walk. We do our best to walk kids through things, but they don't listen. They're fucking hard headed. So, what was your
Right.
first step in making the music?
In making music?
Or sorry, making the money for the music. There we go. That's on.
Okay, making money for the music. First step was to make really. I wrote a book called Game Sold Separately.
Okay.
You feel me? So tap into that if you know everybody who's gonna watch this. It's called Game Sold Separately. Volume 2 is coming out. The first step, like we already talked about, is the passion. You gotta have a passion for it because the money is gonna come in slow when it do start coming in. So you gotta keep that going. Let me just tell you that. But the first step is that passion. The second step is the business. Like you gotta know who's in the background of shit. So I started doing that type of research, and you know, I found out about, you know, the royalties and LLCs, who get paid, who gets the royalties, who distributes the royalties to the artist. You know, that's the record label. How do you get a record label? It's just a company. How you get a company? It's just a, you know, a business. You go on your AZ site or go downtown and fill out the paperwork, and you get you a business going. So that was my first step. I got my LLC, got my brand name, and I got a banking account, and I got my publishing, my performance rights organization, which is through ASCAP or BMI. You know, you gotta look. I looked up how artists get paid, like how do artists get paid, like without shows, like, you know what I mean? And they started explaining through radio, like, you know what I mean? You get paid for performing, just for it being played. So I was like, how though? So you just got to do research, to be honest. You got to really be able to sit down and, you know, not want everybody to tell you something. You got to be able to want to read. Like, you have to read, like, to be honest with you, like, you got to read. So that's number one. You got to read. Probably I should have said that.
No, it's listen, to be able to explain the process is an invaluable asset that most people don't understand, because it's easy. I think a lot of artists, and correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of artists when an artist gets a deal, everything is done for them.
Yeah.
So they don't know any of these things. And
Yeah.
they end up stuck. Like, that's what happens. That's why when you see people go broke, this is why, because they don't know these things. They sign this deal, they get fucked over completely. Next thing you know, they're singing at the county fair for $20. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and the reason we bring these people on, the reason we bring people on to you, is so you can understand that this man's 24 years old, knows a little bit more, not everything, obviously. Nobody knows everything, but he knows enough about the game to where somebody approaches him with a record deal, he knows what to look for in them contracts.
Period. And you know what I mean? It's to a point where, like you said, you know what to look for. And it'll get to a point where once you get on your shit, you know what I mean? And like I said, he really motivated me. Nipsey Hussle motivated me for about, you know, owning your own shit. Like, I don't even want to wear nobody else's clothes. Like, I want to wear my own clothes. Like, I'm not finna promote nobody else's shit but mine, because I have a legacy to build. I just had a son 9 months ago. Like, you know, I have to have a legacy, like, to lead. I have to lead something. You feel me? So, like, it's going to get to a point where you ain't even looking for a label deal no more. And if it do, it's gonna be, you want a partnership. You don't want somebody digging all in your shit. You want to bring something to the table. You know what I mean? So it's like, you benefit from me, I benefit from you. We everybody eats. Nobody needs each other. We just, you know, elevating off of each other. You know what I mean? And that's how everybody needs to move. You know, 'cause then nobody will be in a fucked up situation. You know what I mean? If somebody always needs somebody, you know, like, you know. And that's how everybody kind of needs to approach it. Really build your shit up before you really go start looking for a deal. You know what I mean? Because you already look like, you know, you're needed. You're vulnerable. You know?
Yeah, but I mean, I think a lot of people, build your shit up, dude. That is one of the most powerful things. Not only build up your song, build up your brand, build up who you are as a person,
exactly.
build up your merchandise, have a vision for everything you want. Because if a record label comes to you and says, "Hey, we want to give you a 40,000," look at the best example of this is Famous Dex. I
Yeah,
think he signed he signed with Kodak, I believe, for about $20,000. Now, to his credit, he was living in the South Side of Chicago, and that motherfucker had to get the fuck out.
right,
But the problem with this deal was it came with the cars, it came with the guns, it came with all this stuff, but it didn't come with anybody to check that motherfucker in and say, "You gotta stop this shit or you're gonna die." It
right,
didn't come with accountability. And a lot of times, artists who are bigger, who are performing worldwide tours, who are signed to a certain label, they're not held accountable.
right,
And with you having this information, you understanding what record labels are capable of without your knowledge, I
right,
think it holds you to a more accountable standard. You know now what is expected of you. You're not going
exactly,
to surround yourself with a bunch of dudes who are just going to be like, "Here, man, drink this lean, smoke this joint." You know what I mean?
right.
You're going to look for people who are at your same I don't want to say intelligence level.
Yeah, I
Integrity
know
level.
exactly what you're saying.
You're going to look for you're going to surround yourself with people with your same integrity level. And
Yep.
so as you build up this, so what's coming up next for you? What we got, an album? How are we doing this?
Okay, yeah. So before I get to that, I want to throw a quote out there. I kind of live by quotes. You say you want to spend your time with people that's like on the same level as you. It's called the 33% quote. So you want to spend 33% of your time with like somebody that can mentor you, actually, like somebody that's doing more than you. Like somebody, 33% of your time with somebody that's like on the same level as you. Y'all converse and come up with shit. And then 33% of your time with somebody that you can mentor, you feel me, and give that game off to, because you're really not a boss until you can show somebody else how to do it. You feel me?
Yep.
So, and that's 99% of your time right there. And that's kind of like a good cycle to live in and keep your life elevated and, helping somebody at the same time. So now I get to the album and shit. I have been working on the album. I haven't came up with a name yet though. I got a cover photo and I got hella tracks that's just, in the computer. But to be honest, I ain't gonna lie. I just been doing singles right now because I've been releasing, and those are my assets. Like I need them to go out as fast as possible so I can start the streaming, so the checks can start coming in. Like I have to build my assets right now, so I'm dropping singles, I'm collabing, I'm doing all type of shit right now. An album that can wait, you know what I mean? Because it's gonna cost more money. It's more of an investment, you know what I mean? Right now, I'm all business. I love the music, but I'm all business right now because I'm trying to build some shit. So an album I ain't gonna lie, it's probably gonna take me half a year to a year.
I know a guy. Listen, that's another. I know a guy who it took him 10 years to create an album, and that album was amazing.
No, for real.
It was amazing. Like it really was. So take your time on that album. There's money. There's more money in singles than there are in an album. And I cannot repeat that enough. There is way more money. Unless you're doing the 23 million on YouTube, there's more money in singles. So you got your album that you're working on, building your assets. What else is what business kind of ventures can we look forward to?
Okay, so like I said, I got the marketing. I do marketing as well. I market my own music. I market for other couple artists. Promotion as well. So my company is called AM/PM Records. All moves, power moves. And we working from the AM to the PM. We're going hard. You feel me? So I got the marketing, the promotion, and I got a publishing company. So you feel me? A lot of people, they don't even know about publishing, or they don't. Feel me? So a lot of people just want to be artists. That's how I was at first. They just want to be artists. They don't want to do all that. So I do publishing for people. And on some other stuff, no, not the music involved. I just started a moving company. You know what I mean? That's
Nice.
just throw that out there. So if you move into Arizona, or if you want to move out of Arizona, got something going on, we'll get you going. Hit up the power movers, and we'll get you going. So yeah, I'm trying to dive into all type of business ventures because
I love
trying
that.
to get this bag. You feel me?
Listen,
I'm trying to get this money.
One job never made anybody a millionaire.
No, you feel me? You need at least 7 sources of income.
Yep.
At least.
All right, cool, man.
So
Damn. Well, thank you for stopping by. I definitely want to bring you on again. I want to get you in the Discord. Have you? Actually, you are in the Discord. Have you meet the
Yeah, I was
team?
wondering. I don't know. I can't see. Like, it just shows that it's like I don't know, a message or something like a.
Yeah, Discord's like a chat room basically. I think you just got into the general, but we'll add you on as an artist. Let me give you a role and everything. But
I bet.
yeah, and then like I said, I mean, I'm so proud. I cannot wait to see as you evolve.
Thank you.
Always if you need any help with anything, reach out to us, man. I am so excited
Appreciate
to see
that.
this album in a year and a half, or half a year and a half, whatever.
Thank you.
Is there any wisdom, any last words of wisdom you'd like to impart on any of your on any new artist?
Yeah. Let's see. You still got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Be about your business. You feel me? Like, even when I deal with an artist, like I got an artist signed to my label. You know what I mean? I'm slowly telling him like everything I know. I gave him a copy of my book. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to be taking care of nobody at the end of the day. Like I said, everybody need to work together. Like, I don't want to be having to. You don't need nobody. You feel me? Build something up to where everybody benefits. That's my advice, because like you got to boss up out here, fam. Like, period. I don't want to see no bums out here.
I don't want to see no bums. I don't want to smell no bums. I don't want to see no bums.
Oh God.
Listen, and that's the truth, man. Thank you so much once again, Chink G. Where can everybody find you before we get out of here?
I'll be most active probably on my Instagram. That'll be CHINK G1K. Chink G1K. Tap in with me. A lot of new shit coming. You know what I mean? Visuals, ventures. I do a lot of shit on a daily, music reviews, all type of shit. So tap in with me. Let's get it popping, man. I appreciate y'all fucking with me.
Awesome, man. Awesome. All right, guys. As you know, it's me, Ashley. This is the third episode of Who the Fuck Is This? And as you can see, we have a businessman, entrepreneur, hardworking, dedicated leader in Chink G. And realistically, if you want to be on this, make sure you go to Star Madness Radio. Follow us on Instagram, still Star Madness Radio. Facebook, Star Madness Radio. Discord, Star Madness Radio. So always make sure you're joining our Discord. Get interactive with us, man. We're here for you. This is literally our entire reason of being. Is if you're an independent artist, you want to learn about music, you want to get some music produced, you want to get your music marketed, you just want some feedback from someone other than your mother, you tell us and we'll make sure we get it to you. All right, guys, I am out.
Gang, tap in.
Awesome.